We back. Yeah.
Hey, I'm back, coming at you one more again with my Supercross picks. Check out my merch. Got my logos now. Racer till I die or till I die. Hashtag racer till I die or till I die. Link in the description. Got this from Brian Deegan. You hang out with somebody for a while, you pick their brains, and you come up with your own swag, you know. But here's my picks, my 450 picks. I got, and there's no particular order of who I'm gonna think is gonna get number one, who I'm gonna think is gonna get second or third or whatnot. I got Jet, Malcolm, and Eli. And later on we'll go and I'll show you my buddy Sam, his 450 picks and who he's got. I mean, he's went through the whole list and who he thought. But started off, Jet. Jet has been racing Supercross non-stops. He did the outdoors, and then since then he's just been Supercross. So right now, from what I've gathered, they're resting. Him and his brother are resting. They're not even like testing like that. Another thing is he hasn't changed frames. He's been on the same frame the whole time, so he hasn't got to learn like a new bike, per se. And on the other side, the flip coin of this is I think this season Jet will be tested. I think the boyish look this season's gonna turn him into the man or a man, and I mean he's already a man, but like this season, if he doesn't get the starts, he's gonna fall back in the sharks. And if he doesn't get the starts, he's gonna fall back in the sharks, and the sharks are gonna tear him up. My next pick is Malcolm. The reason I picked Malcolm is Malcolm has only been on Supercross. He had the injury, but he's rested. Alden Baker has got him dropped weight that his cheekbones are almost showing, but they're not showing totally. But he's got the weight off of him. Like with me, I know when I see a rider and their cheekbones are showing, their eyeballs are kind of sunk in, I'm like, yeah, they're ready. Like they're ready to go. The one year James was so, I guess, sunk in that he couldn't hardly shut his mouth. Like all you saw was teeth and eyes, because Alden had him so ripped and ready, like just ready. And I'm seeing that look with Malcolm now. And then another thing is he hasn't changed. Like I said, he has with Jet, he hasn't changed frames. He's been on the same frame, so he hasn't got to learn a new bike. And then also Malcolm's the fastest through the whoops. And if you've seen any of the A1 pictures of the track layout, they got like back-to-back whoops, and nobody can touch Malcolm in the whoops. So he's one of my picks. Like we seen third, as his brother James says, we seen third place. Now it's Malcolm's time to win. My next pick is Eli, and the reason I pick Eli is he's been chasing Danger Boy around, and Danger Boy's been, I guess, chasing him or whatnot. But anyway, he has a point to prove this time. I think if he has a point to prove to where he wants to go out on top. That's just me. That's my 2 cents of what I'm thinking. But anyway, if he had won Supercross in 2023 and didn't get the Achilles injury, I think if he had won that championship, he'd have been done. He would have retired. Now he's coming back and he's wanting to prove something. So And then another thing he has in common with my 3 picks, he hasn't changed frames. He, like I said, he hasn't got to learn a new bike. The rest of the field, I think the rest of the field, those are my top 3. I think the rest of the field, they're not physically there. They're not mentally there. The bike isn't there. So whatever they're riding, they either not trusting the bike or something, or they are trying to feel the bike out or trying to learn the bike. And you can't go on a Supercross season like that. And then when I see videos of them riding Supercross, they're not getting in and out of corners crisp. And then they're riding on these groomed tracks and they can't even get through the whoops crisp. And I'm thinking, what are you gonna do when you get to a track and it's beat up? Like, my 2 cents in the years I've been following Supercross and motocross, and that's been since the 80s. We've seen it time and time again. You cannot go into the season thinking you're gonna race your way to preparation. So, and with that said, I'm gonna let you tune in to my buddy Sam and hear what he has to say on this.
I'll just go and they're motocrossers, professional motocrossers are neurotic as hell.
On the confidence. So once is it they lose confidence in the bike like a part, or is it the feeling that they're trying to search for?
It's a feeling they're searching for, and it's something that it's like drugs, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
You know how a drug addict is always chasing that high he got 20 years ago?
You're right.
Okay, these riders come up, and somewhere along the line, they feel like invincible with a certain bike, and it could be a long time ago. So they're searching for that the rest of their life. And after all these changes and all, they can't forget everything from year to year. A rider that could do that and adjust would be a bad rider. You talk about, being able to just drop that bike, take this new bike and go straight to it, but they're still trying to get what they rode on that they loved. Maybe back in their early pro days, they had something that was just confidence inspiring, perfect, and then I'll add this: over the years, what they think they liked, and we're searching and we're trying to get again, they forget what that even is. But their mind still works like that. And that's why I say neurotic. They're searching for something they're never going to find again.
So what you think they should do then?
They're really they need to search within themselves the problem. And I think the problem is you got to let go. And then you got to find somebody that's smarter than you, like maybe somebody like a Kyle Chisholm, somebody that's not that fast anymore but can set up a bike like nobody's business. You find somebody like that can help you. And I'll tell you a perfect example is Kenny Roxon. He was looking for something, didn't even know what it was. He goes to Suzuki, that thing turns good, and it has a base that you can work with. Kyle Chisholm jumped in there and put him back on track. And now, I don't think he's said anything about the bike.
Wow.
He always talks now like we're about just 2 little jumps one way or the other. They got a base now that they can stay on, and just a few clicks one way or the other wherever they go.
And then he also brought in our local guy McElrath too, Shane.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they brought him in. Now is he going to be on the progressive side of it or Twisted Tea? Progressive, I believe.
I think Progressive. I think he signed another year
Yeah.
with Progressive.
Yeah.
And that.
But
Uh-huh.
yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. This is going to be a unique year. I mean, I'm looking at Sexton, Jet, Hunter, and Tomac. You know, you have to about have them four up front. I mean, it just makes sense to have them four up front, but in what order? You know, that's what I'm working out.
Right.
And in myself,
Right.
you got Coop and Anderson. I think Anderson will come in this year. He's got that baby, and it's time to make $1.
Yeah.
He needs to make $1. So he's not going to be a contender for a championship, but he's going to be a contender for a win. You got them, and that'll be, and that could be, like I said, that could be, that win could come later.
Yeah.
He could get out there and ride himself into contention, you know.
But
6 races in or something, maybe.
But the thing is can these riders?
Them guys know.
Can these riders?
They know what's up.
Can these riders ride their way into shape, or should they come in the season already in shape?
Well, they coming in the season knowing they're beat, and they're just. I don't know. I wonder if a lot of them are going to come in there and ride. They're going to be riding for six place. Kenny Roxon is he's on for an older guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been racing he's like Jet. You look at Kenny and Jet and Hunter. Them guys ain't. They're not out there beating up the night Supercrosses somewhere, or you know, there's a night Supercross somewhere. Them guys are riding that all the time. Some of them.
Right.
I'm not sure exactly where it is, but they're not doing stuff like that, dicking around. They've been racing.
Right.
They're probably more or less taking breaks right now. I'd say they're just kind of. And I think Jet said he was resting up, just riding a little. Him and Hunter.
Right.
Watch the little footage of Sexton.
Uh-huh.
His front end looks way better this year.
Really?
Oh yeah. He has a little bit of a tendency to let that front wag around.
Uh-huh.
And he gets caught with it turned where he shouldn't. That's one thing Jet's perfect at. Right. He's always got that front end tracking just straight and going where it needs to go. But Jet lets it flop around a little bit. Yeah. And this KTM will forgive you on that a little bit.
Well,
it's steel frame.
You know, the rumor also was Honda. There's two sides of the coin. So I've heard that Sexton, when he was on Honda, didn't want to run Jet setup. He didn't want really hardly any help from Jet.
I saw that. Yep.
And then I've heard the other side of the coin, Honda wasn't giving him the best stuff.
Yeah.
And now,
Sexton, and you know this too, Sexton screwed himself when he announced that he was going to KTM like a year ago.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When he done that, okay, Honda says we got right here, arguably the best rider in maybe the world right now, Jet Lawrence. And this guy Chase Sexton here, we like him. He's a strong rider. He's a championship rider, but he's leaving us. And possibly, and what happened? He took a title with him. Right. He took Honda's title really with him.
Right.
So when he left, and they knew that. So, but even Chase says no. That I said, Honda, give me everything I needed. Right. And he says that. So a lot of people want Chase to win because you got this Australian thing going on, and a lot of Americans want to stay with an American rider.
Right.
But I'll just tell you something. I believe we're seeing something, and I'm like a lot of people. A lot of people's not. Just tired of hearing it. But I just don't think as many people is going to run with. And Hunter may be a 450 phenom. He may be a 450. It may suit him.
Right.
Because he really had to run them 250s, it seemed like. He had to, it was a lot of work for him. And to have all that on tap, it's going to rejuvenate. He's an older, right?
Yeah, he's older.
He's not old, but he's a long, he's carried that family.
Yeah.
He's carried that family for so long on his shoulders now. The guy's getting a little tired, I think.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he's happy to let Jet take the lead and he can ride shotgun.
Right.
And that's going to be a hard combo to beat. But we'll see. We'll see. That's what's so great about this, the unknown.
Yeah.
And it's 2 weeks away. I'm tickled to death.
We back.